What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. You know I got another banger for you, so kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So with college basketball ramping up, you know I got y'all locked in with the women's coverage. The defending champs who have not lost a regular season game in 2 years are gearing up with their schedule release. And we already know from the news that South Carolina has already sold out their season tickets. So it's going to be a packed house in Columbia every night. There was a little off-the-court drama with Ashlyn Watkins that seems to be getting cleared up with that case. And it'll be interesting to see when she comes back. They pretty much bring everybody back but Camila Cardoso, though. This team is absolutely stacked at every position. I said last year, and people got on me, that there was no blatant weakness about this squad, and they come back a year older and better. Also adding Joyce Edwards and Adele Tack to the fold. Miriam Dowder coming in as well through the transfer portal. The backcourt is insane. When Tahina Powell decided to come back, it changed everything. They were already going to be loaded. Tessa Johnson, Malaysia Full-Wiley, Raven Johnson, Breezy Hall, absolutely very well capable. But when you bring in back the best three-point shooter, a senior leader, and a national champion with this team added into that already loaded backcourt, and you're bringing in Maddie McDaniel, who could see some time at some point in the season, I mean, what can you do? I'm expecting an absolute breakout season from Chloe Kitts as well this year. She's been putting on muscle, working on the perimeter game. I think she plays some 3 and some 4 this year. They could go big with her at the 3. So I'm excited to see her development when Watkins comes back. Sanaya Fagan's coming back. Like, they are absolutely loaded at every position. There's going to be times where they have 5 players on the floor that can shoot the 3. You talk about traditional South Carolina teams, this has been one of their biggest weakness, but not anymore. Dawn Staley has the favorite to run the table again and bring back a second consecutive national title, and we finally got the full schedule to break down. So they start on October 15th against Memphis in an exhibition game, and then they play Clayton State in another exhibition game. So the first real game will be against Michigan, who brings in 2 5-star recruits. They are rebuilding, though, to be honest with y'all. The loss of Layla Filia will be huge, but they do bring in some talent, 2 top 5 recruits. Then we get a rematch of the Final Four at NC State, who's absolutely loaded. I'm excited to see Zam Jones join this group in the backcourt, but you still have a very, very talented group coming back to NC State, led by Sanaya Rivers, who is one of the best point guards in the league with her length and her size and her defensive capabilities. Isaiah James continues to be one of the best guards. I mean, she upped her scoring about 10 points last season. She continues to be one of the best scoring guards in the nation. So, hey, NC State is going to be a tough test for South Carolina. That's going to be their first true test of the season, in my opinion, man. And I think it's going to be a good test in Charlotte. So basically, I mean, it's a neutral site game, basically a home game for both these teams, though, to be honest with you. So that'll be exciting. They got Coppin State, East Carolina, Clemson, who they should roll. Then UCLA, man. This is their second toughest matchup on November 4th. You talk about a team that's bringing back Kiki Rice, Lauren Betts. They've added some pieces as well through the draft. Or not the draft, the transfer portal, I should say. They bring back a lot of talent, though. And I'm excited to see UCLA this season. Joining the Big Ten, I think that they will be one of the top 2 teams projected. Probably the second team in the Big Ten, right behind US. You bring back Gabriela Jaquez. You bring back Angela Duligic. They bring in Janiyah Barker and Tamia Gardner from the transfer portal. So this will be a mega matchup as well for South Carolina. They are going to be battle tested within the first 2 weeks of the season. Then Audie Crooks Lee and Iowa State. They brought in some shooters. They have 2 really good sophomores that are coming back. But Audie Crooks definitely the player to watch for them. Duke is going to be reloaded as well, man. They bring in a talented freshman class, led by Toby Fournier. They bring back a load of talent, man. Y'all know Ashlyn Jackson, one of my favorite players in the league, a straight bucket. Jaden Donovan is going to be back with this group as well. Then you got TCU, led by Haley Van Lith. They're going to be hopefully healthy this year. They were the darlings of the season early, undefeated until they lost basically half their roster and had to have open tryouts. So that is going to be a fun matchup to watch as well. And maybe Haley Van Lith gets some revenge, man. Looking at SEC play, Texas, definitely going to be tough. January 12th, man, you got Madison Booker. You got Michigan's leading scorer, Layla Filia, joining this group. You got Rory Harmon coming back from ACL injury. I mean, this group's going to be loaded. Jordan Lee, this is going to be a very, very talented perimeter team. And South Carolina may have to rely on their bigs on this one. Oklahoma, definitely going to be a tough matchup as well, man. Reagan Beers was a huge pickup for them. Then you got LSU, the game everybody will have circled, January 23rd. I love that they added Jersey Wolfenberger. I love that they added Kaylin Gilbert. I love that they added Miracle Shepherd. I love that they added Cheyenne Day Williams. LSU will be much deeper in the backcourt. I think the perimeter defense will be huge. Of course, you got Flage Big Four coming back. You got Anissa Morrow, who's been an issue for South Carolina in the past. Last Poa coming back to anchor that point guard spot. They are going to need Aaliyah Del Rosario and Samaya Smith as well, coming back from injury to play big. But their front court, I don't think will be any type of match for this group in South Carolina, man. I think it's going to be too much depth in the front court. But the back court, LSU should be much improved in my opinion. Auburn brings back most of their squad, very defensive-minded group, but they added Talia Scott, a #1 scorer, averaged over 20 points per game in her freshman year at Arkansas. Mix that defense in with that new offensive firepower, and it could get spooky. That could be a little trap game, I'm just saying. They got Texas again, and then February 16th, mega matchup against UConn. This obviously could be the best team they play all regular season. A lot of people feel like UConn is going to be the #2 team in the nation. You got Paige Beckers. You got AZ Foot, who will be back at some point in the season. Aubrey Griffin, KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shade. They bring in Morgan Shelley, Maddie Zabel. The #1 player in the nation, Sarah Strong. Of course, Beckers expected to be probably the player of the year. Definitely going to be in the running. Jana El Alfie, the list goes on. UConn is absolutely loaded. This is one team that could match the depth, size-wise, as well as in the backcourt, scoring and playing defense, and the physicality that South Carolina plays with. UConn is the big matchup. I think they have the size, the talent, and the depth and the star power to match up very well with South Carolina and make that a very difficult game. This could be the first regular season game they lose in 2 years. We've been waiting for this matchup, but gosh, I just hope that UConn is healthy, man. I really hope UConn is healthy and they can overcome the injury bug that has continuously bit, stung, and clawed them these past couple of seasons. But definitely that's going to be a matchup to watch. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that, but I think that's going to be the biggest matchup. And then they finish off with Ole Miss, Coach Yo. Gotta respect her. They're going to play tough. They always do. And then Coach Kenny Brooks in Kentucky, bringing Georgia Moore with him, one of the best point guards in the nation, starting a new era there, getting his first taste of South Carolina. And then March 5th through the 9th is the SEC tournament. I would not be shocked if South Carolina ran the table, but I would be less shocked if they dropped 2 or 3 games, man. I don't know, like UCLA and Texas twice, and UConn, and a sneaky good, I think, TCU squad. I think those are going to be the games to watch. And then you got LSU as well, who I honestly think will be better than they were last season. I still think South Carolina is absolutely the favorite to win the title, but USC, UConn, Notre Dame, my dark horse to win the title, UCLA, these teams are definitely going to have something to say about South Carolina running the table again. I think it'll be a tougher matchup. They have a better team than last year. Adding Joyce Edwards, I think, is a game changer. She's going to be a freshman superstar. I'm excited to see her. She's a generational talent. She's probably the best recruit they've landed since Malaysia Fulwiley or Asia Wilson. So the talent is definitely there, and they got better, but everybody else got better also, and their schedule is a lot harder than last year, in my opinion. But y'all let me know how y'all feeling, Gamecock fans. It's almost that time. That is a wrap for us. Y'all holler at me in the comments and let me know predictions. Give me everything y'all feeling. That's a wrap. Until next time, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share. Follow us at Brandon Lee TV on social media. Much love, y'all. We out.